Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to do a quick follow-up to the Snyder Cut debacle.
It just went the way we said it would.
It started with one article on Collider, and now in lockstep, all of these other pop culture media outlets are all denigrating fans. It's like Star Wars all over again.
Yep.
It's so fun. We've got some of these headlines. Some of these headlines are like, releasing the Snyder Cut of Justice League sets a troubling precedent.
Right. How dare we give fans what they actually want?
This is coming from Comics Beat.
How dare they not ask us first?
How dare they not ask for permission? This one's my favorite headline. This is actually from an Australian site. Why releasing the Snyder Cut is a dog whistle for toxic fandoms.
Here, I'm going to take a moment. I love that they keep saying people are toxic if they have an opinion. Do I think there was probably people that went too far? Yes. But I can tell you for 100% certainty, there are people on the other side of fandoms that go too far as well. We see it over and over with the She-Ra fandom especially. Yeah. So how come they're both toxic, both behaviors are toxic and bullying behaviors, but how come one's okay and one's not?
Because one is supported by the media and the other is not.
Exactly.
And it all comes down to freaking politics. They make everything about politics. Again, we've been talking about this in videos. If fandom used to be fun and now it's become politicized because we have a lot of activist types using pop culture as a battleground. Using terms like dog whistle for toxic fandoms is a very political sounding headline.
I know, and the thing is stupid because for me, I really don't honestly care one way or the other. I honestly didn't have a dog in the fight. But I also am going to back up fans when they actually get what they want. And companies are doing it because they're just tired of losing money.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what this boils down to. You don't understand. You give the fans what they want, they give you green stuff.
Oh my God, this one I didn't even read. It was a paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. And I was just like, I don't even care.
Vulture. The first damn sentence. In retrospect, it was inevitable. Like Brexit or Donald Trump clinching of the presidency.
Because people want the Snyder Cut that makes them like Donald Trump.
Yes.
That doesn't even make sense. A lot of people who want the cut aren't even they don't even vote Republican.
These people aren't supposed to be calling the shots.
They're outsiders. The people on Vulture and the beating them, they're mad because they were the ones that were calling the shots. That's what they're pissed about. At the end of the day, they're all pissed because their teeth are being pulled out and they're mad about it.
I just can't believe that we keep at least try to hide it, because there have been so many articles that start off like, okay, we're going to be the voice of reason, and then as you read the article and you get toward the bottom, it's like blah 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 and Trump.
I know.
So what's this have to do with Star Wars? Absolutely nothing.
How many times people accuse us of being alt-right and we're moderate leaning left?
I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. Didn't vote for Donald Trump. Don't really give a shit about politics.
There's a lot of people who are going to vote for Trump just because they're tired of these people.
Yeah, just to troll them.
Just to flip them off, you know?
That's what they don't understand. It's like, do you realize you actually make yourselves more enemies by being a douchebag? Yeah, so expect this to happen more often in the coming weeks leading up to... Because the media's already got a problem with Warner. Warner told the media, the access media, the friendly media, the pop culture blogs, to BTFO when it came to the Joker, because they were trying to turn it into a political discussion about gun control.
They kept doing it repeatedly, and they're like, that's not what this is about. And even what their examples, they prove from the actual people involved in the situation, like, well, that what happened, that shooting was terrible, but that had nothing to do with this character or what we were putting out here. Stop spreading lies, basically. Yeah,
I think that was, for Warner Brothers, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, we have been playing ball with you guys for years, but now you're deliberately trying to destroy one of our movies. And they were like, that's it. You're not getting asked any more questions.
Because they were mad because it was the Joker and it was problematic. Yeah. That's what they were mad about.
Well, it's also problematic. I'm not paying this garbage site.
No, but it goes down and down. You're not going to click on the article. Oh, yeah. The article itself, though, it just goes down a paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah. It's insane. This one, though, I can believe. Why releasing the Snyder Cut is a dog whistle for toxic fandoms.
Why putting this article out was a dog whistle for paying attention to me because I don't have enough hits.
Yeah, mention the phrase Snyder Cut to a regular person, they'll probably assume you're a butcher indulging in a little chop chat. What the fuck? Drop those fateful words in the presence of a cinephile, and you'll be met with either the mother of all eye rolls or an impassioned rant about how the truth and vision of an era-defining auteur shouldn't be obstructed.
Okay, well, this is funny. So I don't like the Nishira, right?
Right.
And when I say that, all the people come out of the woodwork to tell me what a piece of garbage I am or whatever. So how come it's okay to take something and redo it their way they want when it's something they want, but not when it's something they don't want? And what difference does it make to these people? Because it's not like they're changing anything fundamentally. They're not making the characters like different ethnicities or, they're not gender swapping them or anything like that. So what difference does it make?
Well, it's a big deal because these websites have been at war with fans for a half a decade. And it shows that the studios are starting to listen to fans.
Well, they're tired of losing money. They're tired of losing money.
Studios listen to these websites, listen to these bloggers for years, and they had all kinds of backlash. They've lost all kinds of money. And these bloggers are thinly veiled activists. We said before in other videos that a lot of people come into fandoms not with good intentions. They come into fandoms with the intention of using the platform for change.
If you don't believe me or believe you, go look up the bios of a lot of these people. They always almost said, activists for this, activists for that. Almost always. Yeah,
and they're using the media. They're basically letting people pay them to do activism. But what they're doing is they're coming into established pop culture circles and they're wrecking havoc. So despite no official confirmation from any party involved, they were convinced a superior 100% Snyder-fied cut was out there somewhere, and he calls them the Snyder Truthers.
Okay.
The Snyder Truthers.
I'm very Pennsylvanian because every time I think of Snyder Cut, I think of pretzels.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. They're a little salty.
Yeah, well, they know all about salt here.
They do. They're very salty, but they're talking about the links that the fans have gone to that they
oh my god, they got a plane. That's
released the
funny.
Snyder Cut. They had billboards. So they're putting their money where their mouths are. Wouldn't it be better for Warner Brothers to partake in the money they're spending on Times Square billboards?
Right, because to them, okay, these people want it so bad they're spending their own money on it. So of course they're going to give us money for this project. Right. It's not like we're going to be doing it and throwing it pissing into the wind like we do with a lot of things that don't get support. But hey, good to know it's pro-female.
Yeah, right. So every so often, someone involved with production would stoke the fire by alluding to a concept art or earlier Snyder shot. Even the cast, they were like, "Yeah, we shot a different movie.
We've seen it, or we saw parts of it. Yeah, this is not what was out there. Yeah."
But basically, the gist of all of these hit pieces is, yeah, we know that there have been extended cuts, and yeah, we know that they've gone back even with Superman 2, and they've done alternate versions of movies, and we know that there has been precedent, but you can't give them this one thing. Because if you do, then they're going to think that you're on their side. The customers are going to think you're on their side.
We're going to think that you're on their side, and we don't like that. Meaning the media. The media is going to think that you're on their side, and they're mad now.
Well, I think Warner Brothers, again, look at what they did. They locked him out with the Joker because they pushed it, and they tried to turn it into a gun control argument. It got so bad that Joaquin Phoenix almost walked out of an interview.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at this part down here, and it's pissing me off. Hold on, this part right here. Again, the Kelly Marie Tran was subject of coordinated racist online harassment. They weren't harassing her for in a racist. That wasn't what was going on. That was not what's going on. And then the Sonic the Hedgehog was delayed after fans criticized the character's original design. Okay, that one was for the best because they agree with that.
They agree with that.
Best. Yeah. But again, how come they're not talking about the targeted harassment people who don't like the new She-Ra show? I'm sorry to bring it up, but it's a current example. You don't like the show, people I can guarantee you are on Twitter getting targeted harassment for not liking it and for saying no more than I didn't really like it. That's all you have to say. And you get targeted. You get targeted sexism, targeted for Islamophobism, targeted because they immediately assume you're against gay people. You get targeted for all this shit. That's actual targeting going on. Where's the coverage of that?
You're not going to hear about it. You're not, because these media outlets.
But Kelly Marie Tran supposedly back in 2017 got harassed.
Yeah. Well, here's why it's problematic. Because again, the fans win, and we can't let the fans win. The Snyder Cut being greenlit sends a strong and dangerous message. We're listening to you and rewarding your questionable behavior. Hopefully this doesn't mean that Disney will actually acknowledge a campaign to remake The Last Jedi, but it does make one wonder what the future impact of grassroots movement on major film studios could look like.
they're just mad because their grassroots movements on films didn't work.
Yeah, they used blogs, they used the media. Again, these are activists that came into pop culture, Trojan horse style.
Well, look at Ghostbusters, the 2016 one. The majority of people, the biggest comments that were made were, why do we need this?
Yeah. 2,
if you're going to do it, why aren't you just making it a sequel and making it their kids? And then 3 is like, why aren't we doing a mixed cast? Why does it have to be all women? Like, I don't understand that. That's dumb. But usually it was, if it's all women, okay, is it they going to be their kids? That makes sense. And the answer was no. And when people asked simple questions that had nothing to do with being anti-woman, they're just asking them questions. They were anti-woman. How dare they? And that's what these media outlets do. And I see it all the time. We see it. I got to bring up Share again, but we're seeing it right now. They kept going and making these hit pieces on fans, but the fans weren't the ones out there calling everybody names.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can take your stories and shove it up your butt, because I'm sick and tired of hearing your hot takes. You're allowed to have a hot take, but no one else is allowed to have an opinion. And everything that you're arguing is the reason why people shouldn't be allowed to have the Snyder Cut, which I really don't even care one way or another. But the reason you're arguing that people shouldn't be allowed to have this is because it makes them, that somehow they think they won and it makes them bad. But the opposite can happen, and that's fine. It's like bullshit. Potter kettle.
While the Snyder Cut movement might think they won, the fact that this is being created exclusively for a streaming service reeks of cynicism.
Not really. It reeks of money.
It's money. This is about money. Everybody gets it. Essentially locking a passionate fan base into a contract with the studio juggernaut to watch and cheer along for the fruit of their labor in a year's time, no less.
Well, it takes a while to put it together. They can't exactly slap the shit together next week.
Well, they slapped Justice League together, and look how it turned out.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, there's going to be so much salt over this, and at the end of the day, that's what is going on here. We told you in the previous video, the reason these outlets attack fans and attack YouTubers who support fans and call out the bullshit is they're losing, and they're losing big time now, because not only have studios seen that if you listen to the fans, you'll make money, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Joker and all that. But they're also starting to realize that they don't need these blogs, and these blogs are running out of advertising money.
Right, and even actors in interviews, they're shutting them down too now.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's a pretty good guy.
He shut them down. I'm not going to let you pit me against fans. Gal Gadot, they tried to pit her against, make it a women against men thing, and she's like, she's not.
Yeah, she's not playing the game.
She's like, I'm a mom, and I'm not going to do that.
These actors are starting to learn the tricks. Too late, I think, in some cases. But, you've got some people who are using the media as a blunt instrument to try to tear down the fandom to get their own way. But then you've got other people who are like, no, man, these are the people that are buying the tickets. Mm-hmm. You don't run them down.
And I'm not going to speak out against people because I don't have a reason to.
Yeah, it's like, did they do anything to me personally? I mean, again, there are bad actors in any movement.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are there people out there harassed on the side of the Snyder Cut? I'm sure there are. Are the people that harass that they don't think the Snyder Cut should exist? I am 100% sure there are.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter what side you're on, even paper has two sides, as Mom always says. And it doesn't matter what side you're on, there's going to be extremists on either side.
Yeah, I mean, again, though, it doesn't hurt anyone to have this. You don't like it.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't hurt anyone. It's not like they're changing anything. They're going and for no reason making the characters, change, doing gender bending or race bending or any of that.
If they announced that they were going to do that, I'm telling you, that would be applauded.
Oh, yeah.
The media would be like, they're going to digitally take Henry Cavill out of the movie and put Supergirl in? Sure, that's a cut we want to see. It's about time, yeah.
Now Superman and Aquaman have a thing going on. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, if you said that was going to be in the Snyder Cut, people would absolutely be on board.
It would suddenly be totally acceptable.
There's representation. Well, I gotta support the Snyder Cut.
It's okay if you completely bastardize something for representation, but it's not okay if you're just putting another version out there because fans asked for it. You better believe they were doing another Kathy Yan cut of Birds of Prey, because she made some comments that there were some things she wanted to do differently. If they had done that, that would be applauded, and that would be completely fine if they spend their money on that.
Absolutely. It would be like, this is a win. This is a win for fandom.
For women.
For women. It's a win for diversity. It's amazing. Let's give them all the money.
You know what else is a win for women? A lot of women. We're gonna find the Snyder Cut a win. You know why? More Jason Momoa and Henry Cavill. I guarantee you, they are 100% behind that.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm telling you. If the women get like, oh, there's another version of Henry Cavill and Jason Momoa, and I can go get more of that. Hell yeah!
Well, we all know that Momoa's abs are not real. He took them off in that commercial.
That's right, but I don't care because they're women like, oh, like someone pointed out, they have that wash your hands like you're washing Jason Momoa. Did you see that on Twitter?
Yeah.
And they said if they had that, wash your hands like you're washing Gal Gadot, people would have a shit fit. But they were okay with a Jason Momoa being sexualized or whatever. But my point is, they're like, well, women aren't going to like this. The hell they aren't.
Well, there you go. So
give me a Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa sandwich. They're like, yes, baby. I'm not saying I am. I'm saying women in general.
That's okay. You're allowed to look.
Ladies, am I wrong?
You're allowed to look.
Some of you guys on there watching this episode, am I wrong?
You're allowed to
for
look.
them, they would like to see the Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa, redo, I'm sure as well. Am I wrong?
You're allowed to look. You're not allowed to partake of the fruit of Cavill.
I'm sure they all want to be in that sandwich, but I'm saying.
Sure there's art of that on Tumblr and DeviantArt.
I'm saying there's a lot of guys who agree with me, and there are a lot of women who agree with me.
Yeah, I'm sure. So there you go. So this isn't just for the toxic man babies, the Trump supporters, and all these other whatever you're trying to
picture. Reminds me of one of those 80s photos where they have themselves and looking in the corner, and there's like the faded out version of themselves. It's funny.
Anyway, are we gonna wrap this one up?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Expect a lot more poop to be flung from these declining media outlets. Although I gotta give Comics Beat semi sort of props. They actually tried to be fair-ish. They said, to be clear, I'm not claiming that everyone involved in the Snyder Cut campaign is a bully. As long as you're not hurting anyone, why shouldn't you be able to express your desire to see a favorite director's preferred version of an ambitious movie?
Okay, well then,
what's the problem?
Okay, so I give them credit there because that is.
Oh, but because some people were mean. Because,
so we're just looking like we're trying to be fair.
Well, then, yeah, we're looking like we're trying to be fair. Then Steven Universe should have been pulled off the air years ago because there was people harassing people that worked on the show because they weren't getting their ships.
There was a lot of people who weren't getting their ships, and they were out there making threats and harassing the people, the creators. Why weren't they told they should never get to watch the show when they are bad people?
Yeah, they should be like, you're threatening the creators? Well, we're taking Steven Universe off the air. Sorry.
Yeah, and anybody who likes Steven Universe is obviously a bad person because a small faction of you made these really bad things happen, and we shouldn't,
Voltron, there were threats against the showrunners,
because our ships didn't happen, but that's okay.
Our ships didn't happen.
That's okay. We're making this go really long, and you told me to be 10 minutes.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.